run through a wall.
We're going to run some clock. Or maybe
This team is destined.
What is up, everybody? Welcome on in to Broad Street Sports jam-packed show today. Just talking all things Phillies. I mean, this is Red October. Red October is here. We are ready to go. I know all of you are ready to go. Not only is it Red October time, Phillies baseball postseason time, but it's also a Football Friday that we have to get into. A Football Friday. Eagles and Broncos on Sunday, 1 o'clock. I want to get your thoughts on that. Are you concerned? To me, I wouldn't say it's a trap game. I don't feel like it's a trap game, but I feel like it is a game where they will lose and they can lose. That's where I'm at. And we'll start the show where it needs to be started, with the Philadelphia Phillies. I really believe that they will win the game. I have no worries. I am not scared. I'm actually anxious. I'm anxious because this entire week I'm watching the way the baseball games are going. I'm watching the way, the Detroit Tigers series went. I'm watching the way that the Red Sox and the Yankees game went. I'm watching all the way that all these series went. And then I'm watching the way the Dodgers play, and everybody's hyping the Dodgers up. I'm not scared of the Dodgers, and neither should any of you guys. But I'm anxious. I think it's been a long week of waiting for Phillies postseason baseball. It's been a long week. We have somebody on the line here. We'll take his phone call. Let's go. What's up, Herb? What's up, Herb?
Yeah, what's going on, brother? We're about a little less than 30 hours away from the Phillies and the Dodgers.
I know. I'm excited.
Bank Park. Here we go.
So,
Yep.
Herb, how you feeling about this game, man?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. These guys are, they left spring training. They had a good, they started up and down, and then they put a surge on, through the summer, through the All-Star game. They kept, battling every day, and they won games. And this team probably could have won maybe 102 or 103 games. I mean, if you look back at some of the games that they lost that were close games, 1 or 2 runs, they could have went either way. And but that doesn't really matter. It's what they do now. And but they put a good surge on against the Mets back here, and then they went from 4 games to like 12 games, and they won the division. Now they got to, basically. It's another season. This is what you call the championship season. This is where, you make your history. This is important because we got probably 3 or 4 players that need, not just to hold the whole team, but there's 3 or 4 players on that team that, are, let's say, Hall of Famers. And, when you win a world championship, it's a lot easier to get into the Hall of Fame. And, Bryce Harper and Schwarber, he's already been there, but there's a few other ones, that need to now's the time. Bring that trophy back to Philadelphia, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. So Herb,
been out there for about 17 years. It's been running around the country for 17 years. The owner wants that trophy back here in Philly. You know that.
Yeah. Herb, let me ask you, what do you think do you think that this series is over in 3? You think the Phillies sweep them? Is it over in 4 games, 5 games? Where do you think that this series ends?
I think the Phillies, the way they played out there in L.A., just in this past month ago. I think they got to come out and win 2 games at home and go out there and either win game 3 or game 4. I see this thing, no more than 4 games. So,
Right.
if they're hitting the ball and they're pitching and the bullpen comes through when they need to come into the game or whatever, I think this thing could be wrapped up in 4. But, me as an ex-ball player, I've been around this game over 50 years. Everybody knows who I am in the Delaware Valley. And it's basically, it's 1 game at a time, 1 series at a time. Don't overlook it anything. It's, you know what I mean? And that's the big thing. We made it in 22 and we were close.
Yeah.
But the last couple years, it hasn't worked our way, but this team knows what it takes. They know what it takes, and they know what they got to do, okay, to get to the promised land. That's what it's about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Herb, thank you for the phone call. I'm happy to hear a happy Herb. A happy Herb. How about that? Herb is happy. Herb is, you know what? A confident Herb. If you hear Herb calling in after Eagles games, Herb isn't always the most, I think he's always pretty confident and excited. But past couple times he's called in, he's been pretty angry and upset with the way this football team is played. And look, Herb calling in, Herb being excited, and Herb saying that the Phillies will win in 4 games. I hear a lot of people around, the Phillies are going to win in 5. It'll go to the whole stretch, whole 5 games. If it does, it does. But Herb saying it goes 4, man, that's legit. That's legit. Let's read a comment here. Let's read it from my main man, Jordan Dobbins. What's up, man? Let's go Phillies. I'm not scared of the Dodgers. I know we could beat them. I know we could beat them. Everybody has been all in, and that includes hitting and pitching. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think this team, in the way I look at it, I think this is the most prepared, excited, and ready to go that they have been since about, I think, 2023. And I know people are going to say, well, that was 2 years ago, right? Well, last year, they could have done some damage last year. They didn't do any damage last year. And I don't know. I don't know why they don't do any damage. But that's just where it is, man. Let's go to Rios. What up, Rios?
What's up, brother? What's going on, man?
Not much. What do you got for me, Rios?
Man, look, check this out. All this, first of all, like being scared. First of all, let's go with, Bloody October and these Phillies. Being scared of anything about the freaking Dodgers. Like, let me tell you something, man. This is the best position we could be in. Because at the end of the day, they're the reigning champions. So you know what? If you want to be the champions, you got to beat the champions. So let's go ahead, knock their asses off, and then we could go on from there. We just got to have our guys, like, look, y'all trying to build a legacy. This team ain't going to be the same no more. Not at all. So with all the slap and tickle playing, all the last past years, just letting things go by. Huh? Y'all got to keep up with what y'all got right now. And Bryce Harper, at the end of the day, that is the man on the team, no matter what, from his voice to the bat, to the ball and everything. Got to keep everybody on point and show his play there and not let nothing happen and take us to the promised land to get that chip. As well as my freaking Philadelphia Eagles, man, look, we're freaking 4-0. Man, we are the best. But the only thing that's going to mess us up is all this sensitive, all this back and forth talk, drama, love and hip hop type crap, reality shows, throwing glasses, little sissy stuff, man. Look, the thing is, when people got problem with people, men, and let me tell you something. There's a thing. You don't have to say real, and when you put it in front of men. Men, we do real things. Men are just men. So you know what? If you want to act like a male, and that's what I want to call act like a male, and not go ahead and confront people, and if you got problems with them on the team, that's what you need to do. Huh? That's what you need to do, because you know what? What gets through that, if y'all end up fighting, once y'all get through that, y'all respect people, boom, boom, boom. Now let's get to business. Because at the end of the day, what brothers do? They fight. You got an issue? You go to that damn man and freaking talk about it. No simple stuff back and forth or making things so people can interpret it in wrong freaking ways. That's how I freaking feel. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
How you feel?
Rios, man. So let me ask you this. What you think this game is, the series is over in 5? Because Herb just called in. Herb said series is over in 4. Where do you stand on that? I think it may stretch the whole 5 games. Rios, where are you at with that one?
You know what? I can agree with the 5 games, because you know what? It ain't about taking anything easy. And I think the Dodgers is going to push us to that edge. But to get, oh yeah, we win in 4, great. But get to that 5 and win in a beautiful manner, or whatever it is. Win, I feel that will put a battery pack on our backs. So I say, you know what? Go ahead and give it 5, because easy stuff ain't going to come. And that 5th game and us winning, that's going to put battery packs on them men's back to go ahead and bust some freaking ass.
Absolutely. My thing is, I don't care if they sweep them, win in 4 or 5, as long as they beat the Dodgers. I'll tell you this: they beat the Dodgers, they win the World Series. That's where I'm at. I think if you win, you beat the Dodgers, and you sweep them 4 games, 5 games, whatever it is, you move on. I really strongly believe that you win the World Series. I don't see a team out there that the Phillies cannot beat. Yeah, the Dodgers are a tough team. They're a great lineup, great pitching staff. But, man, I'm not afraid of any team that's in our way right now. They're playing with a different confidence, a different swagger. I feel so different about this baseball team than I did last year.
You know what? This is one thing people got to understand. Ain't nothing to be afraid, because at the end of the day, if these guys are meant to be champions, it's going to freaking happen. You know what? Ain't just like with anything. If you got a job and you got a presentation or whatever it is, the only people who go in afraid are the people who didn't put in the work. But when you put in the work and you know your stuff, you go in there with confidence. Yeah, you may have little jitters, but them jitters are like more of you being hyped. Just like anytime when I used to box and get into a boxing match, wasn't afraid, but them jitters, just excitement, ready to get in there. And once the first hits are thrown, it's over. I'm ready to go to battle. So at the end of the day, man, look, this is LA. So we doing all across the country when we go there, over there and back. To go and do that and be LA and win, man, you know what? Then look, after all that damn fuckery that was going on with the other times that we lost, that should set it off right then and there. It shouldn't be no problem, and we go right through it after taking down the freaking champions.
I agree. I really, really do. Rios, you got anything else for me, brother?
Man, look, man. Y'all, look, everybody, like everybody needs, who listens all the way from here, anything in Philadelphia on radio stations or whatever. Look, y'all need to bring y'all energy. Now the teams are there. Our Eagles still doing their thing. Our Phillies are doing their thing. We need to bring that energy in freaking bloody October, no matter what it is. It's people giving their own speeches, giving how they feel. All that scare stuff, leave that stuff somewhere else. Because at the end of the day, and I'm speaking totally to the men and women, do what y'all got to do. But totally to the men, you don't bring no scare shit around. Because at the end of the day, when things are going on in life and you got your kids around you, your kids don't need to see you and feel that you're scared. Because if your kids feel that you're scared, that things is going down. If people see that Bryce Harper is scared, then you know what? What the hell the rest of the team is going to do? Huh? Nah. We got to bring shit balls to the freaking wall, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Grab the world by your balls. Rios in North Philly, thank you for the phone call, my man. I appreciate it. Call back anytime.
Roger that.
Yes, sir. Rios, the best. I think he brings up, I mean, it's just great, man. I think it really is. I think the way people are thinking about this, I think everybody's on the same page. Everybody feels that this is the Phillies' year, right? I think, like I said to Rios a couple minutes ago, last year it was I felt weird coming in. I wasn't too confident coming in to that Mets series. And right now, I feel way different. I feel way more confident heading into this series. I really, really, really do. And I think all fans should. And we say Red October, right? Red October. It's great. But this October has to be a bloody October. There's no – this Phillies team can't allow teams to, counterpunch, to crawl back. When the Phillies have a lead and the Phillies are going to, try and pounce on that lead, try and grow that lead, it doesn't matter when, how, what inning. Kick the other team in the balls. When you have the lead against the Dodgers, when you're looking to put the Dodgers away, kick them right in the teeth. Kick them right in the nuts. Do not give these guys an opportunity to come back in any way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form, these guys cannot crawl back. Phillies cannot allow them to do it. I think this Phillies team, they're out for blood. I think they're out for redemption. I think the crew of Schwarber, Harper, Realmuto, Castellanos, Turner, I think they realize that their era is coming to an end in a way. I think that they realize that they have to win a World Series now. I think that they realize their World Series chances, their window to win, is coming to an end. So what's up, everybody? Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. Phillies, Dodgers, NLDS preview. And later into the show, we'll also get into some Eagles talk. I think that is going to be, obviously later into the show, more important stuff to talk about when it comes to the Phillies than the Eagles. I'll tell you this, though, and I said this earlier in the show, I feel anxious. I feel anxious coming in, and it's not because I'm nervous about the Dodgers. I'm not scared of the Dodgers. They don't make me worried at all. I respect the Dodgers. I know the Dodgers have a great lineup. They're World Series champs. They have a great starting rotation. They have great players, but so do the Phillies. I think a lot of people fail to realize the Phillies have great players. Schwarber, Harper, Turner. They have great players. And what I've seen over this Phillies team from this year, the past couple months, past couple weeks, this Phillies team is friggin' resilient, man. This Phillies team is friggin' resilient. They're great. And I'm telling you right now, and I said this to Rios, I said this to Herb, man, they get past the Dodgers. They can beat the Dodgers. I believe they win the World Series. And I get it, man. I know I've been Mr. Negative. I know I've had my ups and downs as a fan. I've been angry with this baseball team a lot of times. I've called this team, fraudulent a lot of times throughout the season. But that all changes once October hits. Once October hits and it's postseason time, man, my opinion of this baseball team has changed so many times throughout the year. But once it's October time, this Phillies team, I believe, is going to turn a page. They're ready to go. And what I've seen, what I've heard from Rob, I have a clip that I'm going to play from Rob Thompson talking about Aaron Nola. I think what we're seeing right now is the difference in managerial decisions from Rob Thompson. In recent years, we would see Rob Thompson ride his horses. I think we would see, the fact of Rob knows he's got Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola has to pitch in the game. And in recent years, you would see Rob Thompson make that decision. Oh, well, I got to trust my guys. I got to roll with my guys. Aaron Nola's been here forever. We got to ride out with Nola. We would see Rob Thompson go like that for a long time. He would be, oh, well, the Phillies, they need to go out with Nola. He's got the experience. He's been out there for a long time. But this Rob Thompson that we've seen, this Rob Thompson that I'm about to play in the clip, I think he's willing to do anything to have this baseball team win. I think that he is willing to do quite literally anything for the Phillies to win. I think he's willing to do things that he's never thought of. I think he's willing to do the uncomfortable. I think that that's where we are. Rob Thompson, I'm not afraid of what Rob's going to do. I trust Rob, right? I believe Rob is going to make the right decision. So I have a lot of notes here, but because I'm talking about Aaron Nola. So there's been a debate going on in Philly sports talk world. Do the Phillies throw Aaron Nola game 2 because, he's been around for a long time and because, he is and because he has playoff experience? Or do you go out there and you throw with Luzardo or Bueller, but mostly Luzardo, because Luzardo has been great throughout the entire year? Where do you go? Where do you go? What do you choose? And to me, I always said it would be Luzardo, but there's been a big discussion over the past couple days, past week, whatever the case is. And here is Rob Thompson on the 94 WIP morning show with Jody Cameron saying that he believes that Aaron Nola will throw in game 4, and it will either be obviously Ranger or Luzardo game 2, but I believe they are leaning Luzardo. Let's listen to Rob Thompson here on this clip.
Is it your preference going in that Nola is your 4th starter, or is it your preference that it's someone else?
Well, I mean, I can't say for sure, but my preference personally would be Nola, just because I know him, I know who he is. I know he's stepped up when the lights are brightest. He's a guy that his heartbeat never changes, and I just trust him.
You heard it right there, Rob Thompson, Aaron Nola, game 4. He trusts them. And here's the thing. I knew they were going to throw Aaron Nola. I knew Aaron Nola was going to start a game. It was just what game was Nola going to start? And I just hoped and prayed it was not going to be game 2. You have to ride with the horses that have been doing it for you all year. Luzardo's been doing it for you all year. He's been great. Now, when I think about Jesus Luzardo, just to continue to talk about this pitching staff, right? When I think about Jesus Luzardo, I'm excited. And I think the way that Jesus Luzardo is going to play, it really intrigues me. And here's the reason why. I think him playing and pitching in the front of all those crazy animals, I think he's going to feed off of the energy. I think the way that he's pitched throughout the entire year, besides for that couple-week stretch in like June, he's been great. I think he's going to feed off of the energy at the ballpark and off the fans. I think he's going to do it. And on top of that, remember in that Mets series when the Phillies were up in New York? And I think it was game 2. And Luzardo threw a pitch, and Juan Soto called time, and the umpire let Juan Soto call time. And Luzardo lost his mind at the umpire. Luzardo lost his mind at the umpire. That is the type of energy, confidence, swagger, angriness that this baseball team needs day in and day out. That's what they need. It's exactly what this team needs. And I'm genuinely intrigued for what Luzardo brings to the table, because I think he's going to pitch great. He's somebody that pitches with that like swagger, that arrogance, that confidence. And come postseason time, this baseball team needs that. They really, really do. I have no problem, and I think it's going to be a great thing that they start Luzardo game 2. And I think there is a debate out there that do you want to start Luzardo game 2 or game 3, or where do you want to throw Ranger in that mix? And to me, I still want Luzardo to go. Luzardo still has to pitch. Game 2. Luzardo, game 2. Let's take a phone call here from my main man, Gavin. Gavin, what's on your mind, my man?
What's up, man? How are you, dude?
I'm great, bro. I am so excited. I can't sleep.
I can't sleep either, man. I haven't slept in like 3 fucking days, dude. It's been chaotic. I've been nonstop thinking about it. I can't wait to play LA. I think we're ultimately gonna fucking win the series and hopefully, be able to get back to the chip, but you got to focus on one series at a time. I'm feeling confident, dude. I mean, Ohtani is Ohtani, whatever. Dodgers bullpen is awful, like you've talked about. So ultimately, I think the Phillies have the edge here.
I do too. And I get it. The Dodgers are a very good team. They're great lineup, great starting rotation. Once you can get through that rotation, though, and you get to the bullpen, that's where I think the Phillies are going to shine. And on top of that, I think people are really overestimating, the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are supposed to be a 120-win baseball team. They won 93 games. The Phillies, I think they just play with a different confidence, and I get it. It's going to be a hard-fought game, and it's probably going to go to 5. I really believe that it's going to go to 5 games, but I think no matter what, I think the Phillies are going to do it. Like last year, the Phillies, when they lost the game, they rolled over and died, and they gave up. I don't see that this Phillies team is going to give up and roll over and die. I think, we've seen it throughout the entire year. The Phillies get clocked, and they get knocked down. The Phillies get back up, and they fight back, and that's going to be just wonderful to see. I think that people are overestimating the Dodgers, and that's okay. Dodgers are a great team, but so are the Phillies.
Absolutely, man. I love it, bro. You got to have that Rocky mentality going in. Have that Rocky mentality. Take the punches. Get up, punch back, counter punch. Don't stop. Dodgers are a scrappy team. They won, the World Series last year, so you cannot let your guard down at all. Full speed. Keep going. I think, like you said, this could go to 5, and that's okay. I think the Dodgers can't handle the bank. I don't think they'll be able to handle the bank. I think our fans are too hype. I think we're too much. I think we're going to heckle them, and I think they're going to fold under pressure.
I don't think that I don't think that Shohei Ohtani can handle it, man. I really don't. And that's something I'm going to get into later into the show, but I really don't think that Shohei Ohtani can handle the pressure and the energy. 50,000 hammered fans waving rally towels and screaming, "Where's your bookie? Duh, 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 duh. Where's your bookie?" Dude, we're going to lay into him. I don't think he can handle the playoff pressure. And remember, he has not ever pitched in a postseason, ever. For the Angels, for the Dodgers, he hasn't done it. I think hitting in a postseason game and being in the dugout for a postseason game, that's different than pitching. And it's such a hostile crowd in Citizens Bank Park.
I agree, man. I want the fans to be so loud to where he can't even hear the pitch comm. I don't even want him to hear the pitch comm. I want the fans to rattle him that much that he won't be able to hear any sort of communication.
Yeah. Remember that clip that it always gets surfaced around a lot of that Penn State game, whiteout. I forget who they were playing, and it was loud as hell in there. You know what I mean? It was loud, and the guy he couldn't hear the quarterback couldn't hear the play call, so they had to call timeout with like 10 seconds into the football game. Remember, I think you know what I'm talking about with that clip.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly what it's got to be like. You have to make it a quite literal living hell for the Los Angeles Dodgers, man. You really, really do. So let me ask you, Gavin, before I let you go, bro. Do you think the Phillies win in 4? Think the Phillies win in 5? Do you think they sweep them? I don't really see a sweep. I think it does go 5. But we heard a caller say 4. Herb earlier in the day said 4, goes to 4 games. And Rios said whatever it is, Phillies, as long as they win, it don't matter. Where do you stand, Gavin, with that?
I got 2 answers, man. Realistic side, non-biased. I think the Phillies win in 4.
Oh.
I think they win in 4. But my Philly side, my resilient side, like JT said, whatever the hell it takes, man. Stop them to the ground. I want them to choke them and hold them out.
Yeah.
Demolish them.
You cannot allow the Dodgers to have any sense of hope in any of the games. I get it. The Phillies are going to lose one of the games. It happens. It's baseball. But I think if you were able to win game 1 and you're able to command a sense of life, a sense of we're grabbing you now and we're ready to clock you down. If you're able to have that on the Dodgers, I think you are in a great spot. Gavin, you got anything else for me, man?
Nothing much, man. Go Phils, dude. I'm hyped. Sainty, get us going tomorrow, dude. Let's go Phils.
Let's go. Well, Gavin, I greatly appreciate it. You guys want to call into the show, 215-839-8246. That's the number to get in on the conversation. Are you wearing And I think a lot of fans are confident. I think this is the most confident Philly fans have been since 2023. You guys want to get into the conversation, 215-839-8246. That's the number to get in. Well, you can also comment right here on the YouTube chat. Let's read a couple of the comments here. We did it in 08 and 09. We can do it again. Yes, man. I just believe that the Dodgers, I think people give the Dodgers a lot of credit. They are a good team, but the Phillies can definitely beat them. Jordan Dobbins, again, we are out for blood. I really do believe we're out for blood. I think they're out for redemption. I think they're going to have a great go at it. I really, really do. My dad's Chips says, hey, Ryan, Phillies and Eagles are playing great. Yeah, the Phillies are playing great. Eagles are playing some good football. Well, offensively, it could be a lot better. We'll get into that later into the show, of course, as it is a football Friday here on Bull Street Sports. Jordan Dobbins again. I'm calling it right now. Phillies versus Yankees rematch in the Fall Classic. Yeah, maybe, right? I think that'd be cool. I think Detroit may go all the way. I think a lot of people are also saying the Blue Jays. I don't really know, man. I think the American League is way tougher than the National League. Like I said, I think whoever wins this series, whether it's the Phillies or the Dodgers, I think that they win the World Series. I really, really do. Let's go again. My dad's Chips. Christopher Sanchez is throwing 7 shutty. The bullpen is a huge question mark. I do believe the bullpen is a huge question mark. I think it is. But I think if you're able to stretch your starting rotation, 7, 8, right? You're able to stretch them 7 or 8 innings and, go with Robertson and then go with, Duran, or you want to go Banks and then Duran or whatever it is. I think that, you have to rely on your starting rotation to go 7 innings, 8 innings, right? I think they definitely the starting rotation has to go at least 7. Because, if you go 7, they give you opportunity to bring your best guys. Robertson in, Duran in. I think that's exactly where you want to be with those guys. I want to piggyback the Walker brothers for game 2. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think. I mean, I heard something before that they want to piggyback game 4 with Nola and Strom. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that's going to happen. But I really do believe I would have no problem letting Walker Buehler go. But I really think I just want to really see how Luzardo goes. Put Luzardo for game 2, absolutely. Phillies might get hurt by Rob Manfred because of Bryce Harper fight, maybe, right? I don't know. I just think that I really just think this is the Phillies year, and I think the MLB makes a lot of money from the Phillies going deep into the postseason. Everybody wants to watch the Phillies game. Red October, the fans, everything. I think that is a huge thing. Again, Scam Tawny. Oh, yeah, Scam Tawny. So we'll get more on the Phillies, and we'll get into some Football Friday Eagles and your phone calls and more comments very shortly, right after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Broad Street Sports. If you're in South Philly and hungry, you need to check out Steak 'em Up on 11th and Shunk. They've got it all. Breakfast sandwiches, breakfast pizza, hoagies, classic cheesesteaks, fresh pizzas, and more. Everything's made and packed with flavor any time of the day. Stop by for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and see why locals keep coming back for more. Steak 'em Up, where South Philly comes to eat. Looking for a real Italian bite? Cafe Merlino at 6 Shoppers Lane in Turnersville, New Jersey has you covered. Fresh cutlet sandwiches, classic hoagies, and hearty pasta dishes, all made with care and the flavor you crave. Whether it's lunch or dinner or just a quick bite, every meal is packed with fresh ingredients and a bold taste. Stop by Cafe Merlino today and see why they're taking South Jersey and the Philly area by storm. Ride in style with Wagner Luxury Limo out of Swedesboro, New Jersey. Whether it's a ride to the game, an airport run, or a special night out, Wagner Luxury Limo gets you there safely and comfortably. Professional drivers, luxury vehicles, and a service you can count on. Book your ride today and arrive like a VIP. Visit online or call 856-481-8020. When it comes to tree work, Jason Pillar Tree Specialist in Galloway, New Jersey has you covered. From tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, they get the job done quickly, safely, and at a price you can trust. Keep your property looking at its best and protect your home with the pros at Jason Pillar Tree Specialist. Call today for your free estimate. That's 609-965-8003. That's 609-965-8003.
And make sure you tell them Broad Street Sports sent you.
We're back. Broad Street Sports. We're back. Broad Street Sports. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome back. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, taking your phone calls and more. 215-839-8246. Previewing the Phillies, Dodgers, NLDS, and the Eagles, Broncos, as it is a football Friday. And, I mean, of course, this football Friday is getting overshadowed with a very important, very, very, very important NLDS matchup, Phillies and Dodgers at CBP. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Please, 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 please do that. Hit the like button. It's free. Hit the like button and subscribe. It's totally free. It takes a second. Please, please, please do it. It helps me out. Of course, you guys want to call into the show, 215-839-8246. You can also leave your thoughts right here on the YouTube chat. We'll get a little bit more here on this Phillies and Dodgers preview. I just think, again, when I think about this, and I think we've done a lot of talking about the starting rotation and what the Dodgers bring to the table. But I think it's time we talk about what the Phillies offense brings to the table in this one. Because, you need your bottom of the lineup to step up. You need Stott. You need Bohm. You need a little bit of production out of Kepler, out of Castellanos, if Castellanos is going to play, out of JT. You need all of these guys to step up. And that's it. You need guys to step up. You need good safety on baseball out of them. Stott's had a great second half. Bohm has really stepped it up and played great. So we could say all that we want, right? All that we want. But you got to see the bottom of the lineup step up. You got to see Bohm, Stott. Those guys are very, 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 very important. Okay. And again, everybody's been hyping up this Dodgers baseball team. Everybody's hyping up the Dodgers, man. Everybody. I get it. Good team. But they beat the Reds. They beat the Reds. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Man, that's just... You beat the Reds. They're acting like they won the World Series already. I don't like that. I don't like that. So I put a poll up here on the YouTube chat and also here on my Instagram. The question of the day, are you worried about the Dodgers series? And right here on the YouTube chat, as you can go ahead and vote. Do the Dodgers scare you? 33% say yes. 67% say no. Right here on the Instagram chat, people 45% say yes. 55% say no. So I think it's pretty even. I think people are scared about this Dodgers series. And they do give you a little bit to be nervous about. They are the defending champs. They are a very good lineup. The Phillies have to play great baseball to beat them, but it's nowhere near impossible. It's nowhere near impossible for this Phillies team to beat them. Not at all. Not at all. I like our chances, though. I really do. I really, 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 really do. I just, again, I respect the Dodgers. I believe the Dodgers are a great team. The rotation is great. Their lineup is great, but people fail to realize the Phillies have a great lineup. The Phillies have a great starting rotation. And I think the fact that you're not throwing Aaron Nola in the 2 spot is great. I think that is a huge, huge, huge decision. I think the way that Rob Thompson is going to handle the bullpen is going to be a big thing, right? I think that's going to be absolutely huge. The way that Rob handles the bullpen, Robertson, Duran, where those guys go in. And there's been a lot of discussions recently. What do the Phillies do? Let's say Christopher Sanchez goes through 7 scoreless. He's at 95 pitches. The old me, and I think the old Rob Thompson would say, "Oh, we're taking them out. We want to preserve them." But the new me and the new Rob Thompson would say, "Let's keep them in. Let's ride our horse." When it's postseason time, man, postseason time, you got to throw your guys 110, 120 pitches. You have to. Because all year, you take guys out in the 6th, you take them out in the 7th, you even take them out in the 5th inning to try and preserve their arms for later in the year, preferably the postseason. You wait and you do it then. Man, oh man, this is the time where you got to throw Sanchez 110, 120 pitches. This is the time you have to do that. It really is, man. It really is. I think that's where it is, man. You have to throw these guys 110, 120 pitches. They have to go 7. If you can even stretch them into the 8th, right? If you could stretch Christopher Sanchez into the 8th, I don't know why you would not do that. Why would you not throw Christopher Sanchez into the 8th if you can? I think in these scenarios, in these series, in these predicaments, you have to ride your lead horse. You have to ride your guys who have gotten you there all year. And when I saw, here's the thing. So I saw game 1 of the Tigers versus Cleveland series. AJ Hinch left Tariq Skubal in the game for a long time. I think it left him in for 8 innings or, into the 8th. And, man, Rob Thompson has to do that. He has to do that. He has to throw Christopher Sanchez through 7. If he's at 110 pitches through 7, yeah, take him out. But if he's at, 98 pitches through 7 or 95 or even 90 pitches through 7, he's going back out there for the 8th. He has to. And then, and once you get him out there, you can have somebody warming up in your mind. You can go, okay, let's do this. Let's go and do, let's go batter by batter. Let's see how each batter goes. And I think you can do it that way. Okay, let's switch it up here and do some Eagles. Eagles football talk. It is a football Friday here on Broad Street Sports. We've done 40 minutes of Phillies talk. And it is warranted to do Phillies baseball talk on the eve of the NLDS. But we can't forget that it is, of course, I keep saying it, but we can't forget that it is a football Friday and a lot to get into. Not as much as the Phillies, right? Not as much as the Phillies to get into when it comes to, the Eagles. But the Eagles do play a game on Sunday. We'll be covering that game pre and post here on Broad Street Sports. Eagles, Broncos, 1 o'clock at the link. So, if the Eagles, again, I think this is the game that the Eagles will lose. I believe so. This is the week the Eagles will lose. I think the offensive struggles, the offensive inconsistencies, I think it finally catches up to them. You can only win like that for so much. Like, you can only win and play football the way that you do for so long until it bites in the ass. And I finally think that it will catch up to them. It will hurt them. It will bother them. It will hurt this baseball team. I really think that that's where we are at. It will hurt them. You have a banged up offensive line. Your run game sucks. You have a A.J. Brown situation, an A.J. Brown problem, an A.J. Brown drama situation once again. Again, you cannot, and I mean you cannot, go through this and play football the way that you have offensively the past couple weeks, one good half, one bad half, or even just a whole game of just terrible offensively, and expect to win against a good Broncos defense. It's a good Broncos defense. They will beat you. They can beat you, and they will beat you. Again, you cannot roll into this. Oh, well, well, we're just going to go out there. We're going to try and spoon feed A.J. Brown because he's bitching and moaning. Can't do that. Cannot do that. It won't work. It won't work. It won't work. Oh. And that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of fans are looking at the 4-0, and yeah, it's great. But man, you can't win like that. You cannot win like that coming in against a very good Broncos team. Bo Nix is playing great. They have a good defense. And again, like, if this is a week, right? This is a week that the Eagles are going to win. I mean, are going to lose. But if this is the week that the Eagles are going to lose, they're going to do it. Everybody's focus is shifted on the Phillies. Everybody's thinking about the Phillies, what the Phillies are doing. Everybody is thinking that same way. They all are thinking that same way. The Phillies playing, oh, well, we can go out and lose. Man, this is the week that they will lose. And so again, I mean, this A.J. Brown problem is it's getting really annoying. I'm starting to get fed up, and I know a lot of people are starting to get fed up with this A.J. Brown issue. It is just the same thing over and over and over again, constantly, year after year after year. It's a pain. And what I don't want, and I know this is going to happen. This football team is at the point where, oh, well, yeah, well, A.J. Brown's complaining. We got to give A.J. Brown the football. Let's spoon feed A.J. Brown. They tried to spoon feed A.J. Brown in the second half of that Bucs game. They went 0 for 8 passing. Cannot happen again. It cannot happen again. A.J. Brown has to fix his shit. And there's the thing, like, I don't know why you have to go on social media and take up your anger, dude. Like, you need to go out and talk to your teammates, talk to your coaches, talk to other people, man. Really, it's just, it's annoying. It is. And, it's just continued beef with Jalen. It's continued beef with the coaches that doesn't need to be had. You are Super Bowl champions. You're hopefully about to mark up again with another Super Bowl run. We can't continue to have A.J. Brown conversations. We can't continue to talk about A.J. Brown and what A.J. Brown's doing and why A.J. Brown's acting like this. We can't do it anymore. But I'll tell you what, if this Eagles team does want to win, they do want to win. I know they want to win. But if they do want to win, this run game has to be better. Saquon Barkley has been a big part of this offense. Last year, this year, has not been that good this year. They have to design better run plays for him. They're trying to do these little inside zones and these little trap runs, behind Lane Johnson. It doesn't work. It does not work. Your offensive line has to be better. I don't care that, Lane Johnson's in and out and whatever. I don't care. Sometimes you have Matt Pryor in. Sometimes it's Fred Johnson. I don't care. Your line has to be better. You have to run the football better. You have to scheme up better plays. And that's the thing. Like, this team is not scheming up good plays every single game, every single drive. Like, they came out against the Bucs and it looked good. The offense looked very, very good. It looked great, actually. But second half, they looked horrible. And now, I didn't. Oh, well, they. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, they got tired, and I do believe they got tired. That doesn't mean you run just a totally different offense and you look so bad out there. But I will tell you, I do believe the Eagles will lose this game. I think it's the week they'll lose, especially with a short week because they play Thursday night against the Giants in the Meadowlands. So this is the game they're going to lose. Everybody's focus is on the Everybody's focus is on the Phillies. Saturday and then Sunday, everybody's focused on them, and I just think they're going to be like, well, well, whatever. They're going to go out there and do whatever, right? But I'll tell you this, they cannot expect to win the football game with the way that they play offensively, inconsistent offensively, bad plays, bad coaching. They can't expect to win like that. They cannot do it, and they can't expect to win with a bad run game. But we'll get in on our final thoughts or score predictions on the Eagles and on the Phillies and our final series thoughts on everything, taking your phone calls and more comments right here on YouTube after this commercial break. If you're in South Philly and hungry, you need to check out Steak 'em Up on 11th and Shunk. They've got it all. Breakfast sandwiches, breakfast pizza, hoagies, classic cheesesteaks, fresh pizzas, and more. Everything's made and packed with flavor any time of the day. Stop by for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and see why locals keep coming back for more. Steak 'em Up, where South Philly comes to eat. Looking for a real Italian bite? Cafe Merlino at 6 Shoppers Lane in Turnersville, New Jersey has you covered. Fresh cutlet sandwiches, classic hoagies, and hearty pasta dishes, all made with care and the flavor you crave. Whether it's lunch or dinner or just a quick bite, every meal is packed with fresh ingredients and a bold taste. Stop by Cafe Merlino today and see why they're taking South Jersey and the Philly area by storm. Ride in style with Wagner Luxury Limo out of Swedesboro, New Jersey. Whether it's a ride to the game, an airport run, or a special night out, Wagner Luxury Limo gets you there safely and comfortably. Professional drivers, luxury vehicles, and a service you can count on. Book your ride today and arrive like a VIP. Visit online or call 856-481-8020. When it comes to tree work, Jason Pilla Tree Specialist in Galloway, New Jersey has you covered. From tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, they get the job done quickly, safely, and at a price you can trust. Keep your property looking at its best and protect your home with the pros at Jason Pilla Tree Specialist. Call today for your free estimate at 609-965-8003. That's 609-965-8003.
And make sure you tell them Broad Street Sports sent you.
Welcome back in, everybody. Broad Street Sports, Football Friday, Phillies, Dodgers, NLDS preview, getting into all of it. This is the final minutes of the show. I think, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give my final prediction, my final score prediction, my final series prediction, and, of course, the Eagles' final prediction for Sunday. So, I think the Phillies will beat the Dodgers, and I believe whoever wins the series, the Phillies or the Dodgers, will win the World Series. I do believe it either goes to 4 or 5 games, probably 5, because this is a great series. But I do believe the Phillies will pull this one out. I think this is a different group, different mentality, different confidence, different swagger. I'm excited. I think that they are going to do a very, 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 very good job. So, yes, like I said, Phillies will win in either 4 or 5. I think it was going to go 4 or 5. And the Phillies win. Whoever wins this series, whether it's the Phillies or the Dodgers, goes on and win the World Series. And we will break that down every single post game right here on Broad Street Sports. Make sure you guys tune into that. And here's my Eagles' final score prediction. Eagles will lose. I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. Like 17-13, 17-14, something like that. I think that's just where it is. I think that's exactly where it is. I think this Phillies team, this Eagles team, they're just, I think it's going to be a scrappy defensive game. I think both defenses are going to step up and play very, very good. Make sure you guys, hold on. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in and watching the show and calling into the show. I will be live tomorrow night following the Phillies Dodgers game, post-game show right here on Broad Street Sports. And, of course, my daily pre- and post-game show for the Eagles on Sunday. Make sure you guys tune in to both of them right here on Broad Street Sports. You guys, of course, can call into the show then. But yeah, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. I will see you all very, very soon. Harper has been absolutely insane.
I'm ready to run through a wall.
We're going to run some clock, or maybe some.
This team is destined